Hello, welcome back to today's episode. My name is Mimi, and this is day 11 of a 30-day podcasting challenge. Today, I'm doing a major suicide awareness because I feel like one of the things that people go through before they eventually go through the whole self-improvement thing, especially when you've hit the rock bottom several times, is suicidal thoughts. So today I'm raising awareness for everyone out there. Pay attention to your friends, pay attention to your family, and always remember that people who commit suicide are one of the strongest persons on earth, and suicide is not selfish. It is an aftermath of series of untreated mental health illness. So what are some suicide warnings that you should pay attention to? That is the focus of today's podcast. The first one is when you notice a constant negative view of oneself, when this person keeps saying things that are negative of themselves, they never see anything good that they do. They have nothing great to speak about yourself. Every one of us with very sound mental health at some point have to acknowledge how well we're doing. It's the random parts and random pep talks that we give to ourselves to encourage ourselves. But someone who is suicidal never does all these things because they think that they are never good enough, and they just struggle. They just see themselves in that negative light, and no matter how much you try to make it seem like life is positive and life is good and all of that, they never look at it from that perspective. Now, another warning is isolation and constantly feeling alone. This could be you, this could be someone you know, but if you notice that someone is withdrawing from your life, please pay attention and find out what's going on, because we're in a generation of people who say, if you don't check on me, I won't check on you, and all that. And then sometimes people who are withdrawing, someone that is always all out, checking out on you, calling and texting, all of a sudden withdraws all of that, and then in your head you feel like this person is no longer worthy of being your friend because of this, and all because they no longer pay attention to you. Sometimes isolation and feeling alone could be a sign of suicide or a suicidal person. So if you have people that have withdrawn from speaking to you, please pay attention to them and be sure that their mental health is in check. Okay, so another thing that you could notice for people who are suicidal is a change in appetite, and the most popular one, which is feeling like they are a burden to every other person. Now, people who are suicidal usually feel like they can't share, they can talk about their problems, and it seems like they max it up with all this false happiness that they show around these people that they care about. And then because they care about these people a lot, they don't want to be open about what they're going through or what their problems are and all of that. And then this manifests in suicidal thoughts that you may not know. People who are suicidal often feel like they cannot share that burden with somebody else. So people who feel like they're a burden to you, burden to the people in their lives, usually could be a sign of suicide. So please pay attention to people like that. Another one that you could pay attention is someone who usually doesn't abuse substances, suddenly abusing substances, like someone abusing drugs, abusing alcohol, especially if it is not in their lifestyle to do that. That could be a wake-up call to something that might be going on in their minds, and you might need to call the help of a professional to figure out what is going on with your friend or even with you. It could actually be you listening to me right now. So, but if you're in this situation, please find mental health therapists and speak to them, because suicide is just the last straw of a severe mental illness that you need to deal with. Okay, so another one is people who are suicidal tends to talk about self-harm. I remember when I was suicidal, I made podcasts. You can go through my podcast. I make podcasts talking about the all different options that I was weighing. I was thinking of how to kill myself without actually feeling pain or feeling stressed, because I mean, I'm already stressed. My life was already in a mess, and why would I want to commit suicide and now die very painful death? I couldn't just wrap my head around dying like that, and that was why I was so interested in finding. I was so interested in um finding ways to commit suicide without actually feeling pain. I googled, and but then Google would do SOS calls and then refer me to mental health clinics that I could talk to, or even numbers to call and all over. So it was that serious for me. So another suicide warning sign that you should pay attention to is change in personality. When someone who is usually happy starts acting up, becomes withdrawn, sad, moody most of the time, and stays away from relating with people that they would usually relate with, it could be a call for help. Another one is when someone loses a loved one. It's very important to know that being suicidal is not the same as feeling sadness. Suicide is the last result of all of those emotions. So it's very important to know that there are also triggers like losing a loved one, being indebted, which is the most important one that I suffered. Debt was weighing on my head, my conscience, my mind, my soul. Like every part of my life was feeling like it was over because I was owing and all of that. So another suicidal sign could be when you're feeling worthless, or when you can't sleep, or you're struggling with your sleeping pattern. This could be a wake-up call for you to pay attention to your mental health. Now, if you've been recently heartbroken as well, please talk to someone, talk to friends, talk to family, talk to people that love and care about you. So these are major suicidal signs and things that you should pay attention to. It could be happening to you, it could be happening to your friends, or even your loved one. But if you notice any of these signs, do not hesitate to speak to a mental health specialist, because people who commit suicide do not want to. They are not killing themselves because they're selfish or wicked or they hate you. It is actually a mental health illness that can be treated with time. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you learned one thing or two about mental health issues, and I hope you begin to pay attention to your loved ones, even to yourself, and to the people around you, because nobody has everything together. Most of us have our lives in different portions and different places, and they were just trying to save faces. So be in the lives of the people that love you, and allow people be in your life as well. So thank you for listening, and come back tomorrow for day 12, another exciting topic. Do not forget to share this awareness for every other person out there who might need this. Thank you so much for listening, guys. My name is Mimi. This is A Dash of Colors, and I'll see you tomorrow.